Hello and welcome back to Kitten Up Kitten, and today it is DIY DP Weekly. Can't even get my own stuff right. Welcome back. If you are brand new, thank you for joining me today. I will go into a little bit of detail about what I'm doing. If you are coming back, then you will know. Okay, so let's get rid of all this. I'm going to open Pattern Keeper. So DIY DP is all about making your own diamond painting. So I'm using a blank gridded canvas. I am using a cross stitch pattern on an app called Pattern Keeper. Let me just get the mock-up. This is the image that I'm doing. It's actually on Etsy under the title of Lord of the Rings Stained Glass Cross Stitch. It is a full stitch cross stitch. That's important. You can't use a cross stitch pattern where you've got back stitch or half stitches. They must be full stitch. I got this off Etsy. It isn't Lord of the Rings. It is actually the story of the Hobbit, but I loved the image. I am almost done. I did this in 4 sections. So I've got 2 quite large ones, which I've completed. And then I've got this one, which is literally this strip across here. So that's where we are. So I'm going to get my grid up. I am using predominantly leftover drills, whether they are my drills, my friends' drills, or ones I have bought some in, not many. So it is a little bit different to normal diamond painting, but lots of us do this because we save our spare drills and we want to be able to use them. So I am going to open my chart back up. You can see that I've already started this section. So on my canvas, this is the bottom line. This is the size of the strip that I will be doing. And I've got 2 of these ready to do this on, so it's all good. I am also using a XL tray, the XL cook tray in pink. I have a soft grip pen, which are the polymer clay foam pens that I make. I don't have any in stock at the moment. I will be making some hopefully this week, so I'll get some of those up as soon as possible. But keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes open, because at the end of this week, I will be launching some new products that are coming in. So just keep your eyes open. There may be a pen or 2 in there. So I've got a 6 placer and a single placer. Little tip, if your pen starts to get a little bit grubby, give it a wipe. Give it a wipe with a baby wipe or a damp cloth. You know, it will come up like new. But I'm using this because I've been using some other pens and they're not as comfortable. They're beautiful, but not as comfortable. So I'm going to get straight into this. I'd already started this section the other day, but I am filming today. It is a Sunday. I wouldn't normally film on a Sunday. However, with the building work going on, I can't really do it on the Monday. Anything else I'm using? I've got a little trash drill pot in case I've got any rubbish I need to get rid of. I'm ready to go. Are you? Grab yourself a coffee. I've got one. And I will bring you up to date on all things conversion. Not that there's a lot. So yeah, buckle up, let's go. So I'm just going to start with 610. Now I did start this section the other day and I didn't finish it because I was going to film and events overtook me. So I thought, okay, we will have another go today. So as I am crossing, as I'm putting each drill down, I am tapping it off. You don't have to. If you've got quite a good memory or you're quite good at seeing where you should be, then you don't need to do it on every single one. You could do it, you could put them all in that section and then tick them off. I'm just not that. I get confused enough as it is. without trying to add memory issues in with it, because my memory is shocking. That is purely because of the fibro. Well, not just the fibro, it's the Hashimoto's as well. But either or, the problem is that I have issues with memory. So this is why I struggle so much sometimes. It's fine. Anyway, how are things going? I have already prepped all of my sheets for my next conversion. So this one, the quicker I can get this one done, the better, because I have a brand new project to start. Everything that I need for that project is pretty much done. So I have done this one on a canvas, and what has changed since the last time I worked on this is I have actually cut the canvas down. On the last video, I wasn't sure if I was going to, because I'd mucked up previously, so I wasn't 100% sure whether I was going to risk it. But it was just so difficult. It was a big canvas and it was so difficult to deal with. It was just easier to do this. So I've actually got it clipped to a clipboard, which is what I'm going to be using for the next project. So I just marked out how big my strip was going to be. As in it's this width, and then I sectioned it off to give me 2 equal halves of it, and then I cut it down. I have got the other bit of canvas, so obviously I can then do the next bit, but it's just so much easier to do it like this. I can have it to hand, it's easy to get to, keep it rolled up, all is good. All is well. Okay, let's find the next symbol. 832. So there is that. So that's the biggest news since last time. I am currently at 80%. So it is at that point where I just want to keep going on it. The issue I've got is I can only work on this sort of 1, maybe 2 sections at a time. And the only time that is not the case is if I am on holiday, because I've got more time. But I also have 2 other whips in progress, 2 normal diamond paintings, one of which is a secret project. The other is my reading tree. So I have been cracking on with that. I'm doing quite well over halfway now, so I'm hoping to have that done in the next couple of weeks. So I will be giving options on my next Whipping Wednesday to vote on what I work on next. Yay! I do love giving you guys the option to vote on it. It's sort of, I just feel like it includes you. And it's kind of like, would it be easier for me to just do my channel and not include you guys? Well, of course it would, because I wouldn't have to wait for stuff. I wouldn't have to wait until, right, I've gone really wrong there somewhere. Because that should be 2. Hold up. Where have I gone? Oh, my word. I've gone so wrong. So that's there. So let's put these in. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've gone wrong somewhere. And because I've gone wrong, it's now thrown my train of thought off. Okay, it's this bit here. So I think that should be there. And that should be there. We should then have 2. We should then have that. And then we should have that. And then I should have another one. Okay, let's put that in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of these darker ones and I'm going to put it there. Yes, I know that it's not the right colour. All right, I know. But the issue with this canvas, I brought this pattern at a time when I couldn't get anything Lord of the Rings related as a diamond painting. And I fell in love with it, and I'd previously done a Heaven and Earth. And I thought, do you know what? I can't get what I want on Heaven and Earth, so let me go and have a look on Etsy. And I learnt, to my detriment, that there's a reason that people go to Heaven and Earth. It is because their hand rendering is really good. You see, that one's in the wrong place as well. So is that in the wrong place? There shouldn't be two there. There should only be one. So that's why. There we go. That's better. Oh, do you remember me saying a little while ago that you very quickly figure out where you've gone wrong? That is the case. Okay, that is the case. I've gone wrong somewhere, and now it will just be out of touch until I correct it. And I will. It's fine. Okay, so yes, it hasn't turned out to be quite the why is that not working? Okay, let's try this one. Yeah, look, that didn't work. There we go. Try again. Go for the arrow. Yes, so what was I saying? I don't know. I got distracted. Yes, so I started this with all intentions of putting this up somewhere. It is more pixelated than I had wanted. It probably needed to be a bit bigger. However, I'm not a fan of really big canvases. A, I don't have the patience. And B, I don't want to do something that's going to take me 4 years to finish, because 2 years is enough. Anyway, it has now been superseded because now I have got some Lord of the Rings canvases. And in actual fact, my next project is also Tolkien inspired. Well, it is Tolkien, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So all is good. This project now, the only reason I am continuing with it is because I don't like to leave things unfinished if I can avoid it. I do that far too often with other hobbies like crochet. I don't need to be doing it with this as well. And also because it is part of my DIY DP journey over the last, couple of years. So if nothing else, I owe it to myself to finish it. Oh, I've got 2 there that I didn't cross off. Let's do that. So I am going to finish it come hell or high water. Now, the ideal would be that this takes me until November. And then I can start on the new one in November. But I think that's unlikely. I think the odds are, I mean, I might be wrong, but I think the odds are I will get this finished before we get to November. In which case, I still haven't decided, right, that the person in me who is now in a regular routine kind of says, Sam, just start the next one straight away. But the other bit of me, the bit of me that's, oh, I only need one of them, so let's pop dip that. The other bit of me that is the personal part of me thinks I really want to start the next one in November, because it makes it easy for me to track then. I started this one a year ago in May, so I can very easily track how long it's taken me. So it is a dilemma. I haven't decided yet. Please do weigh in with your opinions in the comments below. They will all be taken on hand, taken on merit, because I'm not quite sure. I mean, on the plus side, if I, is this a grey tone? Yes, I've got a mix of colours in my tray. That's why I said, is it a grey tone? If I don't start the new project straight away, it will mean I would have to replace the videos on a Friday, because that is DIY DP weekly day. I'd have to replace them with something else, which is not an issue. I have already filled every single Monday with videos until the end of September. I kid you not. So unboxings, kitting up, kitting downs, prep, you know, all that stuff I've already filled. So I could use some of those videos and move them across into the Friday. But haven't decided yet. We shall see. Oh, got a few of those. Let's do the 938s then. So yeah, I have to wait and see how I feel. I am doing very well videos. At the minute, I'm tending to get the Monday ones done very, very far ahead. I can't quite, I could probably do whips quite far ahead. Because generally I'm just answering comments and questions anyway. It just means that it may be a while before your comment gets read out. But certainly the DIY DP weekly ones, I kind of feel have to be a little bit more regular and recent. Like the topics need to be regular and recent. Could be wrong. Maybe I could do it ahead of time. So of course, if you are new, maybe you're new to diamond painting, in which case welcome to this horrendously addictive thing. Or maybe you just don't know me personally. I do have other videos. I have lots of videos on normal, what we would call normal ways of working. There are lots. Please do look through the playlists. And I say all the time, because we all do it, how many times, how many YouTubers do you watch? The mantra is, please do like and subscribe. I've put that in the wrong place. That one should be there. That one should not be there. Hold on, let me just fix this. Yeah, how many YouTubers do you watch where they go, please like and subscribe? Just do all of those things. It'd be really, really helpful. But I am, of course, looking forward to November, when we will redo yet again DIY DP Winter 25. So you will have an opportunity over the next few weeks for me to really explain how the competition works, what I do. It is a small competition. I am not a big YouTuber. I'm a very small YouTuber. But it's an opportunity for those of us that enjoy working on our conversions to really drill down and focus on working on our projects, because a lot of us do these as side projects. And the problem with side projects is, especially if they take a bit more thought, is that it's too easy to go, oh, you know, I'm not going to bother. I won't do that today. I just want to diamond paint. And therefore we don't give them the time and the consideration and the due diligence of actually working on them. It's too easy to change your mind. So DIY DP is all about focusing. I cannot get what is going on. Thank you. I thought then for a minute that was never ever gonna swipe. Yeah, it's an opportunity for you to touch your project every day, and I think that's important. So even if that's all you do for that month, now during May and November all I do is work on my conversion. It's just a way of me getting ahead, getting some real progress made, and I love it. There are some prizes. Please don't think, why is my swiping not working today? It's like, there we go. Yeah, the prizes are not massive. I do the best that I can with the things that I have available to me. So I do have my own trays. I have other 3D printed things, especially now. I also do sometimes get prizes donated from others. But mainly they're just bits and pieces. And I do the best I can to give you, you know, even if I have to buy those things. We have 3 prizes. Okay, so first of all, over the course of the month, how it works, I have a lovely little spreadsheet. You let me know, you don't need to have a new start, but you do need to let me know what your current drill situation is. So basically at the side here on Pattern Keeper, you have got the amount of drills you've laid, the total and the percentage. You give me those figures at the beginning, and throughout the month you update me once a week with your figures, and I can then track how many drills you've laid and how much percentage you have done, and you can win a prize. So it could be that you've laid the most drills across the month. It could be that you've completed the highest percentage across the month. The third prize, however, is a little bit different, because the third prize is a voted prize. And basically, everyone who takes part picks their favourite canvas or participant, and we take a vote, and that person will win a variety of goodies, which is always nice, isn't it? It's always nice to get something different. So yeah, it's quite exciting. I do, you know, this year especially, I have promoted a little bit stronger than I have in previous years, and fully intend to do that over the course of the next few months, because I would like as many people as possible. I am going to scoot these drills over because I am slightly out on where they should be. There we go, fixed it. And then we want one down here. Yeah, it's just nice, and we do it together. I do a handful of videos a week. So generally it follows the same pattern: a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday. Oh, bear with me, that is my doorbell. I did a little order for the shop, because although Ashley said I'll go, it was like, it's $1.99 for delivery, so I did a shop delivery just so we could have some bread. So where did I get to? Let's pick the next one. So the way that I am working on this section is I am picking out all of the itty bitty bits, as Penny calls them, the itty bitty bits, and getting them done first. And then what I hope to end up with is one colour at the end, which is the biggest colour. And then that means that I can just multi-place the heck out of it. Absolute heck out of it. 1, 3, that one. Yep. And it's just easier to see when you have got the smaller amount of colours. So not that one, not them two there. It makes it easier to place those drills. And then you get left with the spaces which become the pattern. And you can then get the bigger amounts in there. I do hope that makes sense. Okay, that's that colour done. I am super excited about my next project. So you can get a variety of printed canvases off places like AliExpress. You can get some on Temu. You can even get small canvases on Amazon. And you don't have to buy a massive canvas. You can. There are places on AliExpress where you can buy really big canvases, or you can request a specially made canvas, but you don't have to. So I've done mine in pieces, and then if I was going to put it up, I would fix them together at the end. I'd probably put them on foam board or plywood, or even like the board out of a old picture frame or something. However, the next project I am actually doing on graph paper. This is something that I have been inspired to do by Penny at Kalbs Sparkles, who has successfully done this already. She's currently doing another. So I'm really excited. I did manage to make, I did originally use a printed out sheet from somewhere else and thought it was okay, thought it was the right size, and quickly realised that actually it wasn't. So I did do my own sheet. So I have got a printed sheet, and I have laid some wide double-sided tape over the top to make the canvas. And it just means that I'm going to be able to work in A4 sheets rather than in big canvases. It's going to make it much easier to deal with. I'm also excited because the next project is more of a monotone look. It's very much a pencil drawing, black and white type situation. Thank you. Really doesn't like my thumb today. Please also excuse my nails. I'm having building work done, and everything that I would use to do my nails is somewhere. And I don't know exactly where everything is. And even if I did know where everything is, I don't actually have a table to do it on. And I am not doing my acrylic overlays in this room and ruining my carpet. So I've managed to get a couple off. They're sort of coming off now in bits and pieces. But I still have 3 very stubborn acrylic overlays stuck. Oh, God, what is going? I think it's my finger. It's just not working very well. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the others to come off. And then at some point, if I can find some gel polish and a lamp, I may be able to just put some gel polish on, even if I can't do the overlay. Although gel polish doesn't like me very much. I struggle keeping it on. Okay, next one. So lots to look forward to. I'm also on a massive no-buy. I have bought in the last 2 weeks now, 3 weeks, it's coming up for 3 weeks, 6 canvases, which I never do. I never buy like that. I normally get a couple every 2 or 3 months because I don't go through canvases that quickly. I don't go through diamond paintings that quickly. So I generally order from Diamond Art Club every couple of months when I get my funds from Diamond Art Club, and I put them together with anything that I've got on Buy Me a Coffee. And I then purchase a couple of diamond paintings just to keep my stash topped up. But I have had, first of all, one came out that I really, really, really wanted, and I always buy 2. It just makes sense. So I bought 2 canvases, and then the following week two came out that were not my style, but for somebody else. So I had to get those, and with the premise that they would be a Christmas present. And then I was on the phone to Penny. I have got a wish list. It's not massive, but I do have a wish list on Diamond Art Club. And I've got a couple of canvases that were out of stock. And I was on the phone to Penny, and she sort of said, oh, these stocks. And I went and had a look, and one of them was there. So I then had to buy, it was buy one, get one 50% off. So it was like, now I've got to get them. So, yeah. I have spent the next payment from YouTube already. Nah, it is what it is. Doesn't happen often. I'm not being funny. I didn't buy any last Black Friday, which is when everybody goes a little bit cray-cray. Didn't buy any. I was very good. And I am generally very good. But I'll get round to them sooner or later, right? I wasn't taking a chance on missing that one again. Let's highlight that one. So yeah, just working through these little bits. And I'm also working out this way, because that is generally the way that I work. I tend to, on normal canvases, I start here and I tend to work my way across just to get that bottom filled first. I don't know. There is no method. It is very much dependent on how I feel that day. I don't know why I shook those out when I only needed two. A bit of overkill. But we're getting there. I hope that you've had a good weekend. It was very nice this weekend. It was my husband's birthday. Okay, so I'm not going to do that one because there's quite a lot of it. Let's try this singular one down here. It might just be the one. Yeah, 402. So let's do that quickly. It was my husband's birthday on Saturday, so yesterday. So Friday night we went to the pub in the village that I grew up in. My family have lived there for generations now, and my sister is actually the manager of the pub there now, and they were having a singer on that Ashley particularly likes, so we decided to go for a drink. So me, Ash and Kat all went for a drink. It was a very nice evening. Me and Kat, we went to McDonald's after and had a bite to eat. And then Ashley took himself off into the local city, because you all know he's like that. He likes his, there we go. Do that and then it'll actually work. Yeah, he likes to dance, so he took himself off into the city, and we came home. And then yesterday, Saturday, we had a very quiet day. I did a bit of diamond painting, and then we did quite a bit TV watching, because we're watching Vinnie Jones. Is it his Country Life or something like that? It's very good anyway. I find it very interesting. Just really, I've kicked him out today so that I can do the filming. It is not ideal. But like I said, I would usually have a Sunday off completely. And sometimes I'll film. If I'm working on something and I've got to do a video for it anyway, I might do that. But mainly, I don't. However, I won't be able to film tomorrow because the builders are here and we're getting to a point where they're going to be taking walls down. So it could be a little bit noisy, too noisy to film in. So I've kicked him out. And I will, get this video done. And then I'll upload that. And then I'll do the whip. But it will give him a break in between. He is also fanning around with the printers for me, because I've had a number of filaments this last week that I have got in. Okay, let's do that one because we don't have many. I do apologise if you cannot see what's on my tablet. It is quite hard to focus and get both in. And I always think that it's much more interesting to watch that section come to life than it is to watch me doing it on the tablet. So if I'm wrong, I apologise. Again, I've pulled out far too many. Did not need to. If you are wondering, any information that you could possibly need is in the description box of every single video that I do. There is my email address. There is a link for Buy Me a Coffee. If you would like to buy me a coffee, it all goes towards buying diamond paintings or other kit. I bought an air pen recently. The video of that will already be up by the time you watch this, to try out. See if I can find another one. Let's do these because I don't think there's two. Oh, look at that. What lovely colour. 996. There is also a link to my Etsy shop if you are interested in pens or trays. That's the place to go. Or maybe even pen pots. I've had a really good response to the Cookie Cat pen holder, especially for those of us that do like these pens because it's a shorter tub. This was my original one, which is in white. I now have a different colour one, but I will show that when I do the launch. Do that and cross those out like so. Okay, got quite a lot of those arrows, so I'm going to go for, oh, we've got quite a lot of those as well, but you got more of them. Okay, let's do these because there's not too many. It is getting to that case now where we're getting down to the last handful. So let me just check the time. I do apologise for dogs barking, any background noise, can't be helped. Be much easier once I get back into the cabin. I cannot wait. But we're a long way from that so far. We are waiting for a quote to be added on to replace the bathroom, because to do the build justice, we need to move the toilet. We need to move the soil stack. So we figure we may as well have the bathroom suite replaced because it's awful, and have that done at the same time, which means I'm even poorer now. Won't be eating anything for the next 5 years. I mean, I'm exaggerating, you know, but it's bloody expensive. However, if we do that at the same time as the build, it means all the major building works are done and we can start to focus on those cosmetic things like the decorating. In there. It's always quite hard doing these videos because you talk more about the process because there's more to it than normal diamond painting. But you're also aware that some people are watching or listening just for company. So it's trying to get that balance right. Be a bit tricky. All right, let's get those in 783. But I'm getting there now. And once you start coming down on those larger amounts, it's nice because that multi-place come out, I can just fill it in, especially that last colour. That last colour is really, so 783 is there. We are starting to get to the bottom of some of these colours. Now, you may have noticed, if you are particularly eagle-eyed, you will have noticed that a lot of my colours I do have multiple shades of. I will have more than one shade in the tray. I have not colour matched in the past. I have started colour matching recently, mainly because it's much easier to do this when you're not having to pick out colours. Now, I'm not too fussed at the minute because, like I said, I'm not putting this one up. But certainly on the next project, it's more important. So at the minute, what I am doing is I am picking out the closest colour that I've got the most of. Does that make sense? You get given an example of the colour on the tablet. So I look at what I've got in my tray. If I have got an exact match, I will use those drills first. If I haven't got an exact match, but I have a match that has got more of, then I will use that instead. As long as I'm not mixing them in the same section. That's the way that my head works. But at the end of the day, most cross-stitch patterns, most conversions are quite confetti anyway. And a lot of the time, unless you're doing big features like faces or symbols or, you know, something that has to be absolutely one colour, you can get away with it. And that's what I love. Not only are you making a piece of artwork yourself, but you're also, it's original to you. Because if you're making them little changes, then yours isn't the same as somebody else who does the same one. And I love that. Love, love, love that. So I think one more colour and then I'm going to end the video. I'm going to continue doing this section while I wait for the video. I'll edit and upload, because we've got quite a lot here that are quite big numbers now. So let me have a look. What have we got the least amount? Right, I'm going to do these down this corner because it's just this corner. But it is always nice to create art out of stuff that other people throw away. And that's what it is for me. You know, yes, I do have some plastic waste. Oh my God, my pen's suddenly gone super sticky. I do have some plastic waste from ordering these kits in the first place, and I am trying to counter that by reusing the other things. And I am that person that will keep a box insert if I think I can use it for something, just the way I am. So I love the thought of having, just imagine having drills all from the same place. So you're more likely to have exactly the same shade and also a uniform size. So then you don't get gapping and you don't get popping. And this is the reason that I decided to do my next one on paper, because as good as these canvases have been, I am getting popping. Like literally, you can do it from day to day, and you can make them all lay down flat, and then the next day you go back and they're bad again. So it's not ideal. Okay, I can see a couple of what I would call minus signs, but I'm gonna leave this. I am gonna continue with this off camera. Thank you for joining me for this video. Any information you might need about doing your own canvas, please search hashtag DIYDP. You will get a multitude of videos all showing you how and where you can get your stuff from, how to plan it, how to lay it out, all of that stuff. Just search for that, and it won't just be videos from me. There will also be videos from people like Penny at Kalbs Sparkles. I think Harp DM does diamond painting, did some as well. So yeah, just search for that. If however you are someone who's just come across me by chance and you really prefer normal diamond painting, there is a plethora of videos on diamond painting on my channel. Please do give me a like and subscribe as you leave, and if you want to comment, please do. I love reading out your comments, mentioning you by name, interacting with you, and I'll be back soon for another video. It is, as always, over and out from this Kitten of Kitten. Bye bye.